Hello everyone, Weather Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Tuesday evening, March 12, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video, share it, subscribe and tap notification bell so that you'll be notified every time I post a brand new video. Feel free to leave a comment down in the comment section letting me know what that has been like in your year recently. Also feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look at this tweet from Ben Noel. He's actually a meteorologist at the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research in New Zealand, and from time to time he posts some accurate predictions about the Atlantic hurricane season. If you remember, way back in early 2020, he predicted the above normal rainfall and the way above normal season that was expected, and now he has made numerous tweets on his page. This first one stated that the latest ECMWF seasonal guidance shows a La Nina developing by mid-2024. This would be the fourth La Nina event in the last 5 years. La Nina may be coupled with a record warm Atlantic Ocean for hurricane season, a concerning combination with limited historical precedent. And we know the La Nina is represented by the cooler than average temperatures in the eastern to central Pacific. We can see all of that cooling down, heading up into April, May, June, July, August. And look at the Atlantic main development region, still predicted to be warmer than normal, which could fuel more in the way of rainfall, as we can see by this map. This is actually showing the June to August rainfall that's expected, and we can see the greens that represent rainfall right there, stretching all the way from Africa across the main development region into the Caribbean. Lots of dark greens in there too that definitely signal a wetter than average Atlantic, which means there could be a lot more tropical waves, there could be a lot more activity taking place, especially with the La Nina that's taking shape across the eastern Pacific. There's more upward motion that's going to be favoring the Atlantic. Even this tweet that he just made starting to focus more on the atmospheric perspective, stating that widespread rising motion is signaled across the Atlantic and Africa heading into summer. Look at all these blues. All of this is representative of rising air, which is definitely good for the development of tropical waves coming off of Africa. Then we have that warm sea surface temperature in the Atlantic for all of those tropical waves to come off into, which increases their chances of developing. He's also stating that this is concerning, particularly because of how similar it is to 2020, which went on to become the most active hurricane season on record. So this is quite concerning. If all of this actually takes place, we can actually see the latest sea surface temperature anomalies right now, with the way above normal temperatures across the Atlantic, especially the main development region between the Caribbean and Africa right there. Look at all of those oranges. We can actually see the eastern Pacific Ocean starting to cool off a bit right there as of March 11. Today is the 12th, and this is definitely going to persist. All of these maps are trending towards a La Nina, so we're definitely in for a possible above normal hurricane season. Alright, so let us take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening. We can see ridges of high pressure and their domes right there across portions of the northern main development region, right there off the coast of Africa. Another one right here to the east of Florida. And we can also see the tail end of a cold front stretching all the way to the north of the Dominican Republic. From the north of the Dominican Republic to the northern section of North Atlantic. And we can see all of that being represented right here on the visible satellite images. The clouds right here to the north of the Dominican Republic, stretching all the way up into the northern section of North Atlantic. And we don't see much happening across the Caribbean at all. Little to no rainfalls, definitely drier than normal. Lots of ridging taking place, a lot of dry air, not Saharan dust, but definitely a lot of dry air, as it has been contributing to the heat that we've been experiencing for the past week or so. Taking a look at the latest visible satellite images, we can see that Jamaica hasn't been receiving much in the way of rainfall at all, more so in the way of clouds in the afternoon, but for the most part it has been quite sunny. As it relates to the latest infrared satellite images, nothing to see here, just some high level clouds coming in from the west. Doppler radar images, however, are showing some amount of grains that represent rainfall right there to the east of Jamaica. We don't see anything else. We see maybe some glitch taking place right there off the coast of Hanover, but that doesn't correlate to what we're seeing on the infrared satellite images. But what we actually see that makes sense is these clouds coming in from the east. That's definitely representative of those greens that represent rainfall to the east of Jamaica. Maybe some of that might spill into sections of St. Thomas and Portland later on tonight. Who knows? Alright, so let us take a look at the temperatures right now. We can see that we have 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, and we can also see that we have, what's that? That's 29 degrees Celsius in Kingston. As it relates to what the temperatures will be like for 3 a.m. on Wednesday, temperatures should dip down to about 24 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 23 degrees Celsius in Kingston. As it relates to the temperature forecast for tomorrow, we can see that this map from the GFS is showing 18D on Wednesday. When you calculate that, that's actually 1 p.m. on Wednesday. And we do see Jamaica embedded in some oranges that represent some above normal temperatures, maybe up to 3 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures. And the normal temperatures for the month of March are about the same as 87.2 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about the same as 30 degrees Celsius. So it should be receiving anywhere from 30 to 33 degrees Celsius at most for Jamaica's temperatures on Wednesday. Taking a look at the dry air map, we can see this is what is causing all of the warmth. A lot of dry stable air across the Atlantic basin, stretching all the way from Africa into the Caribbean, into the Gulf of Mexico right there. Saharan dust, however, we can see a lot of that being represented by the browns, stretching all the way from Africa all the way down into portions of northeastern South America, but it's not that vigorous or robust at all. Jamaica should be in the clear for 2 p.m. on Wednesday. As it relates to the wave forecast for tomorrow, we do see surrounding the island of Jamaica more so in the way of blues that are representative of anywhere from 1 to 1.5 meter wave heights, as we can see by the key on the bottom right. And that's because the winds are going to be coming in from the east, averaging anywhere from 10 to 15 knots at most. As it relates to the rainfall forecast now, we do see some amount of blues that represent rainfall, possibly going to be affecting sections of Jamaica, maybe northeastern Jamaica that is. So maybe sections of Portland, St. Mary, maybe spilling into sections of St. Thomas. And this is at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if you don't know by now, we actually had the change of time on Sunday. So we're actually now on US Central Time. So this is actually 4 a.m. Jamaica time. Now we're going to be seeing that blue that represents rainfall. So maybe some early morning rainfall, 4 a.m. in Portland, St. Mary, Eastern St. Thomas. Skipping ahead to about 8 a.m. Still see much of the same. 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is actually 7 a.m. Jamaica time. We see that rainfall still affecting sections of St. Mary, Portland, Eastern St. Thomas. And then by afternoon, this is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 3 p.m. Jamaica time. We do see some blues that represent rainfall. Where do we see it? The GFS showing it across sections of Hanover, St. James, Shilani, maybe inland areas of some eastern and central parishes, maybe northern St. Andrew. The Euro showing something similar, but incorporating some more of eastern Jamaica in all of that. Either way, we're definitely in for some afternoon rainfall across sections of some central and western parishes. So we'll see exactly what unfolds with that. Either way, accumulated precipitation forecast maps from the Euro and the GFS are showing some slight greens that represent rainfall across sections of Jamaica, although the consensus isn't showing much in the way of the location or the amounts. It does indeed show that we're in for some slight rainfall, and we're indeed grateful for that. We're in the month of March. We're still in our dry season, so it makes sense that the period is so hot and dry. We usually receive up to 87.15 millimeters of rainfall during this month. So we'll take all the rainfall that we can get that we're going to be possibly experiencing across the island for tomorrow. Alright, so that's it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So we can see that we definitely have some clouds, bring some amount of isolated showers to sections of the southern Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, sections of Cuba right there, stretching all the way up into the northern section of North Atlantic. We can also see some clouds affecting sections of Costa Rica, Panama with some amount of isolated showers. Sections of Suriname, French Guyana getting in on the action. And if we actually take a look at the Doppler radar images of the northeastern Caribbean, if these images will actually load for me, let's see if they load. Alright, so we can see that we don't have much taking place. It's definitely some transition taking place right now. Hopefully the atmosphere is getting itself ready for the rainy season in May, June, especially with the transitioning right now of the El Nino to a La Nina. Hopefully the atmosphere responds to the weather that's expected from the sea surface temperatures that are being experienced across the basin right now. However, as it relates to the Barbados radar, we do see some particles of rain represented by the blues and greens. Not much across Barbados right now. Maybe to the north and to the west of there. Nothing significant. Maybe affecting sections of St. Lucia, St. Vincent, maybe the Grenadines Islands. If that's not a glitch, actually, as related to the wider view of Doppler radar images, these blues and greens indeed confirm the rainfall that we just saw in the satellite images across sections of eastern Suriname and sections of French Guyana. However, as relates to the temperature forecast, we can see those above normal temperatures still going to plague sections of northern South America. Look at all of these oranges and reds. Sections of Central America, sections of the United States getting above normal temperatures, sections of the Caribbean as well. And we're indeed grateful that we're in the Caribbean. We actually have the sea breeze to prevent us from getting all the way up into the 5 or 6 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures. So we're indeed grateful for that. As relates to the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Wednesday, we do see the majority of the Caribbean should be in the clear, as all the fronts that represent the Saharan dust should be stretching all the way from Africa across the main development region into sections of the northeastern portions of South America. As it relates to the wave forecast for tomorrow, we do see that both of these maps from the Euro and the GFS are showing more so in the way of blues across majority of the Caribbean, and the blues, as we can see by the key on the bottom right, are representative of anywhere from 1 to 1.5 meter wave heights, maybe close to 2 meter wave heights, where we see those purples. Right there to the north of Panama and Colombia, as usual, we have the higher winds, and we see the winds right there represented by the yellows coming in from the east, then curving down to the south, as usual, averaging anywhere from 25 to 30 knots, which explains the high wave heights. But elsewhere, the winds coming in from the east averaging anywhere from 10 to 15 knots, maybe gusting to 20 knots in some areas. Look at the rainfall forecast. We don't see much in the way of rainfall, but wherever we have those slight greens, we're looking for the consensus. We're looking for where both maps are showing the greens that represent rainfall. And we do see that rainfall in store for sections of Guadeloupe, sections of Dominica, section of Costa Rica, Panama, sections of Colombia, even sections of Suriname and French Guiana getting in on that rainfall. Maybe some isolated pockets of rainfall expected for sections of Western Cuba and even sections of the Cayman Islands. I know that when both maps from the Euro and the GFS are in consensus like this, the chance of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.